Invisible cities, the easiest way to travel through the hidden worlds within you. In our busy daily lives, opening a book might feel like a luxury. Reading difficult, thick books can sometimes seem like an activity reserved for those with special knowledge and cultivation. Yet, in fact, reading is the most valuable and easiest travel open to everyone, and it's also one of the most powerful tools that enriches our lives. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a book by Italo Calvino called Invisible Cities. At first glance, it might seem complex and literary, but this book does not alienate those who feel they lack knowledge or cultivation. Instead, it is a magical book that awakens our greatest shared abilities, imagination and sensibility. Through this essay, I hope to discuss what Invisible Cities contains and why it can add a special meaning to your life. 1. Invisible Cities, opening the door to this mysterious story. Invisible Cities is a novel by the great Italian author Italo Calvino, published in 1972. While it is a novel, it lacks the typical exciting plotlines or dramatic twists we usually expect. Instead, it possesses a unique form and narrative style. The basic storyline goes like this: Kublai Khan, the ruler of the vast Mongol Empire, meets the Venetian merchant Marco Polo. The emperor wishes to know about his empire, and Marco Polo describes the numerous cities he observed during his travels. While the emperor confirms the cities within his domain on a map, the cities Marco Polo describes do not match any the emperor knows. These cities are, in fact, invisible cities, recreations from Marco Polo's memory and imagination. The book is divided into 9 chapters, each containing multiple short stories about different cities. These cities are categorized under 11 themes: City of Memory, City of Desire, City of Signs, Thin City, City of Exchanges, City of Eyes, City of Names, City of the Dead, and City in the Sky, among others. Each city is like a vivid poem, creating powerful imagery and profound reflections in just a few sentences. For example, there's Zora, a city you can never visit twice; Zerma, a city that prevents you from seeing what you desire; and Leonia, a city where people can't recognize one another. The central feature of this book is its exploration of the limits and possibilities of imagination and narration. Marco Polo strives to describe the cities he has seen perfectly to Kublai Khan, yet language always fails to capture the richness of lived experience. Cities are constantly changing. Marco Polo's memories become distorted, and Kublai Khan's understanding is confined by his own perspective. Ultimately, the book consistently portrays the essence of cities as something that cannot be fully captured by language, existing in the invisible realm. Reading this book is not just about following a plotline. Through Marco Polo's stories and Kublai Khan's dialogue, we are led to deeply consider cities and humanity, memory and forgetting, desire and despair, and the meaning of life. This is the domain of universal human experience, accessible to everyone regardless of knowledge or cultivation. 2. The implications of invisible cities, a new way of seeing life. Now, let's discuss the implications invisible cities can offer you, the meaningful questions and insights it can bring to your life. This book is not distant or difficult. Rather, it becomes a powerful lens that helps you see the world and yourself anew. 2.1. Opening new eyes to the world. What is my city like? We all live in our own cities, which can be physical spaces, communities we belong to, or even our own inner worlds. Invisible Cities invites us to view the world we pass by daily with new eyes. Old buildings seen from a bus window, familiar market streets we walk through every day, and people who seem always the same. After reading this book, these scenes will no longer feel like mere background. What memories might be hidden in that building? What desires might those passing through these streets carry? What meaning does this city hold for me? The cities Marco Polo describes are not so different from our lives. Some cities cling to our past, others carry vague hopes for the future, and still others evoke nostalgia for things fading away. This book helps us understand the cities in which we live, not just as physical spaces, but as living, breathing organisms filled with countless stories, emotions, memories, and desires. This new perspective is not limited to cityscapes. We can apply similar thinking when we encounter people in our daily lives. What kind of city of memories and desires does this person carry? What is the invisible city of this person like? These kinds of questions help us understand and empathize with others more deeply. 2.2. Expanding imagination and inner travel. A map to explore oneself. When people think about acquiring knowledge and cultivation, they often focus on gathering facts and information. However, Invisible Cities shows us that the essence of knowledge goes beyond simply knowing facts. It's about opening up new possibilities through imagination. The cities in this book are imaginary, non-existent spaces. Yet, ironically, these imagined cities help us understand our reality more deeply. By using our imagination to visualize the kind of city Marco Polo describes, we break free from our fixed ideas and expand our thinking. For example, imagine Valdarza, a city where beautiful bridges arc above into the sky, and inverted bridges support the city from below. This city makes us think about the boundaries between reality and fantasy, what is visible and invisible, actual and reflected. This kind of imaginative training doesn't remain just a literary pleasure. It can help us find new solutions to daily problems or escape fixed thinking to generate creative ideas. Moreover, this book offers an opportunity for self-reflection. Just as Marco Polo describes cities, we can ask ourselves questions like, in which city of memory do I live? What is the form of my city of desire? What city do I dream of by name? Through this process, we discover inner landscapes we never realized existed and come to understand ourselves more deeply. In the end, reading is a journey not only to explore the external world but also to discover the invisible world within ourselves. 2.3. The importance of language and communication. The limits and possibilities of words. Marco Polo struggles to explain the cities he saw to Kublai Khan, first using gestures and sounds, later relying on language. But even with the most refined language, it is difficult to fully convey the essence of a city. The same words can be interpreted differently based on the listener's experiences and memories. This limitation of language and narrative reminds us of the difficulties in communication we often face in daily life. We frequently feel frustrated thinking, how can I express my feelings? Or why don't they understand my words? Invisible Cities acknowledges these communication challenges while also highlighting the power of language to stimulate imagination and foster empathy. Marco Polo's language, though imperfect, awakens Kublai Khan's imagination and prompts new questions. This helps us realize that the essence of communication goes beyond simply exchanging information. It's about sparking the imagination and empathy of others. Practicing careful word choice and listening from others' perspectives can enrich our relationships. 2.4. Rediscovering value in life's finite nature. The beauty of things not eternal. Many cities in this book are destined to disappear or change. Memories fade, desires shift, and even physical cities cycle through decay and reconstruction over time. This mirrors our lives. Everything is finite, and nothing is eternal. Yet the book does not only emphasize the sadness of things vanishing. Instead, it awakens us to the beauty of things valued precisely because they are finite. It asks us to consider what meaning these temporary cities of memory and desire hold for those living in the present. Even as the people we meet and the experiences we have today are destined to vanish, the memories and emotions they leave behind will create another invisible city within us. This book encourages us to live each moment fully, to be grateful for the precious things around us, and to reflect on how we will build our own city. It will accompany us in discovering the true meaning and value of life beyond material wealth and fame. 3. Reading a magnificent beginning. Explore your inner city with Invisible Cities. Dear readers, do not think that reading requires extraordinary knowledge or cultivation. All it needs is the courage to open your heart and step into the world the author has laid out. Invisible Cities is somewhat different from the novels we usually encounter. Yet, it is precisely this difference that makes the book so captivating. Don't try to find fixed answers. Just follow Marco Polo's stories and let your imagination lead you to create your own city. Fully experience what city gives you comfort, what city raises questions, and where you feel sadness or joy. The process of reading this book will itself become an artistic experience and a time for deep introspection. Do not burden yourself with the need to understand every detail, simply enjoy the scenery created in your heart by the words. Perhaps through this book, you'll discover your own invisible city that you've never seen before. Knowledge and cultivation are never measured by test scores or the amount of memorized information. They emerge from a broad perspective that understands the world, connects with others, and reflects on oneself. Invisible Cities is an excellent guide that invites you to begin this journey. I believe this book will become a small lantern illuminating the hidden alleys and creating new paths within the city of your life. Right now, open Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities. Begin the easiest and most magnificent journey entering Marco Polo's stories and exploring the depths of your own heart. It will become a remarkable experience that enriches your life.